What do you most remember about that movie, Whoopi, Patrick Swayze?
Do you know, I always think about it because it was a script that could have either been absolutely a disaster or work, right? It was one of these, like, how do you mix this drama, this romance, and a comedy, and have it have impact? It really was a roll of the dice. I mean,
we didn't know.
Had no idea.
We had no clue.
And it was just kind of like trying to figure it out, and it was...
And then we went to see it, and the three of us were like, were we in that movie? I saw the movie, I remember. You know, but you never know. You never know.
Oh, I wept.
I love
that movie. That was such a beautiful movie.
We just can't remember that one scene where the tear came down your eye. And I took up pottery because of you, girl. Couldn't do it for nothing. I never did find a man, but I was just doing a little pottery.
It became a prime lubricant.
I have to tell you, that's a scary image, Sherry. You with that wheel.
We're on that later. We're not, ever. John, I'm going to ask you about your role over the summer in Horrible Bosses. A little different, a little raunchy. Yeah, what was that like?
A little bit. It was fantastic. I loved it.
The DVD's out next week, I think, right? Is that right? I think it is. I think it is. It's out next week.
We don't get to see you in that kind of role, Jennifer. How was it when you had to do it? Well, you know, just being all like that.
Yeah, being all I tell you, put a costume on and you can do anything. It really
That's what
like...
Olivier said. He put the costume on and then he could act.
And then you can act.
Like, it gives you permission.
Absolutely. Especially when you put like a...
What about the banana?
The banana was a little... That was a tough day. That was not my easiest. I was like, guys, you got 3 takes.
three bananas.
With 3 different food groups, and that's it.
That is funny. Alicia, I'm looking at you. I can't believe, is it 10 years since Songs in a Mirror came out? Debut album. Come on. In A minor, I'm sorry. Do you think, I mean, looking back on it, and I have, by the way, my kids sing, and I don't know if it's your favorite, because you got to pick one today for us of all the songs that you've done. New York.
That's the one.
They sing all day
I have to tell you, Alicia, her daughter, you have not lived until you've heard Little Grace singing New York, New York.
She thinks she's you.
She's fantastic.
Can I see it on YouTube?
I'll send it to you on email, because it's out there, but she's belting it. I mean, she thinks that she is you. What's your favorite?
My favorite song for period?
Yep.
Oh gosh, it is. That's. I think that it's really hard to pick, you know. But one of my favorites. Definitely Empire is a favorite because of the fact that I'm from New York, and it's such a moment for me to be connected back to my city. But one of my favorite songs is called If I Ain't Got You, and it's a song that really talks about, you know, never forgetting what life is about and what does it really matter if you don't have that person to love in your life. So that one really keeps me grounded all the time.
I have to ask, because to me, you and Ashton are very involved in fighting sex trafficking. Please tell us what you're doing and what we can do.
Well, you know, it's a tough one, and a lot of people say, you know, what can you do? Well, first of all, just the awareness of what is actually really going on and re-identifying what I think that we've categorized as a prostitute is not necessarily what you think. It is not always somebody who's choosing this as a profession, and often it is somebody that is a mere child who has no option, who's looking for love and is being manipulated and forced. And, you know, we have over 100,000 at risk yearly here right in America. And, you know, there's some of the things that we've been working on outside of just advocacy. We've actually just launched this Football for Good with Adrian Peterson and the football players. So for every touchdown, Adrian Peterson is giving $5,000, and Dallas Clark, and it's all going to at-risk youth and to help fight child sex slavery. But really, it's first of all, it's just having the awareness, and I think our next real big push is looking at the criminalization, because the buyers and the sellers have very little repercussions, and these young girls, even if they're underage, if they get arrested, they have a felony charge, which removes their ability to pursue careers in nursing, law enforcement, and you know, there's what they call guerrilla pimping, which is kidnapping, which is basically just taking and plucking a girl off the street. and you know, putting her in a forced situation. And there's some that's, you know, just at-risk youth who really are just looking for a place to belong, and they're preyed upon.
Well, look, we're coming back with y'all, so don't anybody panic. We'll be right back with even more of Jennifer, Demi, and Alicia. But before we go, take a look at Demi's movie Charlotte from Lifetime's original movie 5.
Why did you take Mommy's necklace?
What?
You took her necklace. I saw you.
No, I didn't.
It's in that bag.
Your mama doesn't need this necklace right now. It isn't yours.
We are back with Jennifer Aniston, Demi Moore, and Alicia Keys. Now, Jennifer, I have to say there's a picture that has popped up recently of you and Chastity Bono back in high school, I think it is. We have that picture. This is before Chastity became...
That's the
This is before Chastity became Chaz. So when you look at this,
always Chaz.
She was always
Wait a
Chaz.
second, you can date him now. He's a guy.
She could have dated him then.
No, what do you think when you look at that picture? Your hair, girl.
My hair.
You look like rockers, both
There's
of you.
so much happening that's wrong with that picture. That's before both of us changed.
And now, you know, it's so funny because Chaz is on Dancing with the Stars. David Arquette, your pal David Arquette is on Dancing with the Stars. Have you watched it at all? Have you seen them?
I honestly,
They're both
have
fabulous.
Not. Great. I'm so proud of all of them.
You know, last time you were here, Jennifer, you did not have a tattoo that I understand you have acquired since then. Where is it?
It's on my foot.
Let's see it.
Oh, well, you can't. I have to take boots off.
What is it on?
Here. It says Norman.
Norman?
Norman, my dog.
Oh, you'll always love your dog, so that's
Norman
good.
dude passed away about 3 months ago, and he was on your show, if you remember.
Yes.
He ate a cake. That was up for your next segment. Apparently, he found a whole pastry section and ate it. He always is gassy.
I have to ask you this question, Alicia, because I don't know whether the folks know, but it's really great news to me. I heard you're you're thinking about getting onto Broadway. Is that true?
Oh, yes, it's official. It is happening. Yes, I am producing my first Broadway play. It's called Stick Fly. It starts previews November 18th. Ruben Santiago Hudson is in it. Mekhi Phifer is in it. There are so many incredible artists that are in it. It's an unbelievable story about a beautiful black family in Martha's Vineyard, and it has so many once again, just like this project, the human experience and the way that it takes you into how we are as individuals and how how we relate to our families and how our secrets and things come out that you never even knew. And it's funny, and it is so well written. Lydia Diamond, Kenny Leon's directing. It's a very powerful time on Broadway right now, and I'm honored to be a part of it. So welcome.
Alicia, you were with us, you co-hosted with us, but a lot of stuff has taken place since the time that we've seen you last. You had a baby. Yes. You had a baby, Egypt. You got married. Now, so funny, you got married to the producer, Swiss Beats. Look at you guys. And Swiss said that this marriage is blessed. Now, I know marriage is special. What makes it special, girl?
You know what's so beautiful is just like when you are able to be with somebody that you each walk within a light, and the light just makes each other brighter.
And then with Egypt, I saw Egypt backstage. He was asleep, so we were whispering. He's so gorgeous. You named him Egypt because you were in Egypt and you had was it a breakthrough?
Yeah, it was. It was a very important time in my life, and I took a very powerful trip to Egypt, and I really was able to experience so much history there, and it moved me so much. It showed me kind of the power that we have within us, how unstoppable we are, what we can build, what we can achieve, how there's no limit to what we can dream. And it affected me so deeply that when we were choosing a name, came, you know, my husband said, Egypt. What an important time that was in your life. What about Egypt? No matter if it's a boy or a girl, Egypt. And so now we have a beautiful boy named Egypt.
Congratulations. It's very relevant right now. Before the Arab Spring, yes.
I have to go to Demi. We were talking about, it was one of our hot topics. We were talking about 2.5 Men. We love Ashton on 2.5 Men. And I said, how is it? I loved it because I said within the first 30 seconds, he took his shirt off. I was a fan right there. How is he liking?
I think he's having a great time. Really, yeah, I think he's having a great time. The first episode, you know, for the audience watching it, they had...
they got double the ratings. Like the highest. Wow.
And I think the people who got to be there got even double the view because he was completely...
he went
for them.
He went commando.
Well, they had a privacy piece, but the privacy piece was a viewing piece.
And then before we go, you are coming out in a new movie. You're starring in a new movie called Margin Call.
Margin Call.
Can you tell us about that?
It's basically dealing within the, you know, the world of finance, kind of the inside right before the crash, kind of the 24 hours that led to it. And
so it's a horror film.
Yeah, well, I think it was a horror for them, but it kind of gets into the perspective of what's the humanity and the lack of humanity as it was dealing with the, you know, potential effects of so many people.
Right.
And so it's definitely, I think, one of the probably the most honest explorations. And, you know, as that world is, though, the woman is the kind of the lowest player in the group, which is... not surprising, but maybe they wouldn't have had such a crash if she was not in such a low position.
Ladies, they were reasonable. We have to say thank you so much for coming by. We so enjoy this, and even on a bigger scale, thank you for bringing more awareness to breast cancer. Our thanks to Jennifer Aniston, Demi Moore, Get an Exam, and Alicia Keys. 5 debuts on Lifetime this Monday night. Check your local listings for times. We will be right back. Get an Exam.